Hi, I'm Jessica van der Westhuizen. I studied physics honours at UJ and my undergrad was maths, stats and physics. So my current role is that of a senior quant. Currently I have a team of about 5 junior quants reporting to me, and my role has changed a lot going from as like the grads will come in as quants to where I am now. Because instead of being the person that does the legwork on adding the value, now I can be there and help the grads to optimally learn and like be able to add value themselves. I kind of oopsied into this career, which I think was one of the luckiest things of my life. I was debating whether I should do a master's or whether I should enter like the working world. And one of my friends who was previously a grad on the program gave me an application, which she said, just see where it goes. And after chatting to the people that were here, it sounded like a good place to work. And I found like I've learned an incredible amount here. My typical day at the moment will be checking in with my team, then checking if there are any fires that need to be urgently put out. And then working with my team, I normally have like consecutive phone calls with them to make sure that they are managing to do the analysis that they need to do and that they are guided. I do have a very junior team at the moment, so they do need a little bit more hand-holding, but I always want them to know that they'll be supported so that they'll learn and be big quants one day. I'm in the retail credit lab. So in the retail credit lab, we count as a second line of defense, which means that instead of being customer-facing, we are managing risk behind the scenes almost. We work with all of the different retail products and we manage the risk there to make sure that Nedbank isn't losing all of its money. Highlights of my role are definitely being able to build a team, being able to like watch my team grow and learn new things, which is also the difficulty of it because you want to make sure that everyone is enabled to grow optimally. Getting quants from different backgrounds, so you have quants from BSc, quants from engineering, quants from actuarial sciences, they all have different backgrounds and then they learn differently. So I would say we have partly keeping up to date with the news and partially I would say maybe social osmosis. And the social osmosis would happen in Knowledge Bubble, where we have an hour a week for my team to just discuss what is happening in the world, how does it impact us, how can we use that knowledge to do our jobs better. From university, you learn how to think, how to solve complex problems and break them down into easier to bite chunks. It's the way you learn from undergrad to honours, is you start with a small chunk and you grow that same piece of knowledge to be a little bit more complex. Learning how to think in that way where you can break things down into simpler pieces is something that sets quants aside. It means that they are able to take in any problem and find a reasonable solution. We're lucky that we're in a time that like young females are being promoted. We're in a time where like this is our time to make our voices louder because people are starting to listen. You'll notice it as like you go to the higher levels that there are fewer female leaders. And I think that's just because we haven't had that like roll forward of people into being leadership positions from when females were like less acknowledged. There's a different touch between the way men handle their jobs and the way women handle their jobs. And neither is better than the other, but it is good to have that balance. And just being able to push and enable yourself and empower yourself to be in the room means that that room has your voice as well. So keep pushing and keep making your voice heard. Outside of work, I'm a little bit ADHD, so I have like lots of hobbies. My hobby is having hobbies. So I paint a little bit, I crochet a little bit. Pretty much anything that you can put down as a hobby, I've probably tried it at least once.